What's going on? In this video, we're going to talk about, we're just going to do a general rundown of lightkey, because lightkey obviously is the software that controls our lights. And basically, the thing we're going to need to worry about is stuff that we run into on a Sunday, because I really can't adjust like background, like definition lighting on the announcements and teachers. I can't adjust certain things until people are here on a Sunday morning, and thankfully now that we have enough time to do that. Let me just show you guys basically how to edit some stuff. So, like, let's start with the fact of like 180 or teaching. If we're doing mic checks and teaching checks on the pastors, it's a little tricky because the position of the positions and the accesses on the top movers are not they're not accurate. I have to fix them. So if, like, for instance, if we're in a sermon or we're mic checking the pastor and doing a lighting check and a camera check, and there's not enough lighting on his shoulder or there's too much lighting on his head, it's not a dimmer problem, it's a position problem. And so there's positions called, like, I tried to make them for each individual pastor, but most of them besides Pastor Steve are the same height. So Ryan teaching works for Eric, Ryan, and Tim, because they're all about 6 feet, 6'1", somewhere around there. So if you want to edit a position, you'd have to go to that position, and let me show you how to get there, actually. Let me go back and do this again. So if you right-click on a button and you go to Get Info, it brings up this window. And if you hover over it, it says Edit, and it brings you to this design template or design menu. So you want to click out of it because you don't want to edit all of them at the same time, like I said, because the accesses are not proper. So you want to click on the light first, and then right-click, and then go to Position. And this allows you to change where it is. So Pan moves it from side to side, and Tilt moves it forward and backwards. But because the accesses are not proper on all of them, you're going to have to watch the stage and watch where the beam moves in the morning to see where you're putting it. So that's basically how you edit those. And then when you're done, normally this cancel button would say update because you've made a change, but I didn't make any changes, so it just says cancel, but you would click update. Now, when you're done editing something, you have to click out of it or it's going to stay overridden, because these are called overrides. It's going to stay overridden the whole time. So if you don't do this, you're going to be stuck in that teaching lighting the whole day. And you're going to be like, wow, the movers didn't move at all. Why the heck didn't they move? Oh, it's because I was highlighted on that position all day. So we got to make same thing with dimmers. We got to make sure we click out of something when we're done. If you want to edit a dimmer, you click edit, and then you can either click and hold and drag it, or you can swipe your finger up and down on the mouse and it'll move the dimmer. If you need less light or more light, depending on whatever the video guy needs for camera. And then, like I said, click out of it or else it's going to stay there the whole time. So that's how you edit positions and dimmers. If you want to edit colors, you need to go into whatever song you want to edit colors, right-click, go to Get Info, and it brings up the thing. And you can right-click on this thing and hit Remove from Queue. Or whatever color, like, let's go to this one. If you want to take the bottom row red out of if you want to take that red out because it just doesn't look good, or you don't like it, or it's not fit in the mood, you right-click it, Remove from Queue, and then go to the RGBs. Go to color, and just click on the first one and skim down through the colors with the down arrow until you figure out on the keyboard, the down arrow on the keyboard, until you figure out what mood you're feeling and what color looks good and all that stuff. That's how you change out colors. You can do that with the LED strips too. LED strips have a whole menu of colors and this and that. So there's all kinds of fun stuff. There's even some effects in here, but you'd have to edit the colors, and that's a whole different ball game. So that's basically how you change the colors and do all that stuff. And then if you need to edit like a fade time, fade times are right here. So if I want to change how the transition between this one and this one, See how it faded like that? It's because I had this on 2. The fade time here, fade in is on 2, and fade out on this one's on 1. So that was like a perfect, and it fit the song's temperature perfectly. So if that's how you can edit fade times, you just have to play around with it. There's no real science to it. It's just play with it until it is the right pace that you want it to be. All right, so that is editing that stuff. Let me tell you one more thing too about lightkey. If you come in the morning and you turn on the power circuits that are in the electrical room, and you come in and lightkey's already on, you have to quit it. You quit if for some reason you're clicking and you can get the LED strips and the RGBs to work, but these lights aren't working, the movers. It's because you turned it on and you didn't restart lightkey to warm the lights up. The lights have to have a warm up and a lamp strike, because you'll hear them click. When they click, that's a lamp strike, and they need that in order to warm up. So if you come in, you turn on the power, and everything except for the top and bottom movers are working, you must quit lightkey. Quit lightkey, and then click once to open this. Double click on that, and it'll load, and then it'll do a lamp strike. You'll see the lights flicker, and that means the lights are warmed up and ready to go. Now you can click on anything, and they will turn on. All right. So that is lightkey.